He grabbed me by the throat, brought his other hand back to pulverize my face. We'll continue that in a little bit. I'll tell you how that ended. True story, happened when I was in the military. But good morning. Welcome to Coffee with Alain. Appreciate everybody that shows up and comments. Appreciate everybody that watches replays or listens to the podcast. All of you are very important, and I'm glad to share this platform with you. And I hope you will share it with others. Help us grow this community. People that want to enjoy life safely. People that want to be exceptional. That's what the show's about. That's what the newsletter's about. You can get that at enjoylifesafely.com. You know, I'm drinking out of an Avengers mug today. Wanted to talk a little bit about self-defense. Turn everybody into a superhero. So drinking out of Avengers, because we all have a superhero within us. We all have the ability to take responsibility for our own safety and our own self-defense. Yes, situational awareness and avoidance are key. Then we use our verbal skills. We'll try to de-escalate, use diplomacy. But there are times where violence is the only answer. You know, Tim Larkin even wrote a book about it. Pretty good book about that concept. There are times where violence is the answer, and we need to be able to bring out our inner fluffy, like I talk about in my live classes, and stop people from hurting us or hurting others. One technique that can help you with that is a hammer fist. Hammer fist is very easy. Roll up your fingers, thumb on the outside, and pound your fist on the table like you're a gavel. That's a hammer fist. Everybody can do it. And it's going to hurt your hand way less than a punch where you're going to punch somebody with your knuckles like a boxing punch. Now, let's back up a little bit. Why did that giant grab me around the throat and pull his fist back to pulverize my face? Well, I was in a bar in Donggucheon, South Korea, back in my Army days. It was with a good buddy of mine, John. He was with his girlfriend, and his girlfriend brought a friend along, and the friend didn't speak much English at all. And so we were out on the dance floor. John was dancing with his girlfriend. I'm dancing with this girl that was a friend of John's girlfriend, right? And there were these two big giant guys in the bar, walking around like they owned everything. Found out later they were a couple tankers from Camp Casey. But the guy walked past the girl I was dancing with and grabbed her butt on the way by. I immediately grabbed his arm and said, "You don't do shit like that." That's when he grabbed me around the throat and was going to pulverize my face. Now, I knew one thing. I didn't want to get hit. It probably would have knocked me into the next room. I charged. I just, you didn't have time to think. He grabbed, fist went back, I charged. And I just went at him with everything I could. We went down into a pile. And I remember taking a hammer fist and just smashing everything I could around his head and face. Now, he had sunglasses. They were up, not on his eyes, but up on his forehead, acting cool. I remember just smashing the heck out of those sunglasses into his head and just pounding his face over and over and over with that hammer fist. People started to break it up. His big friend got involved, which got John involved. Later that night, I won't tell the whole story today, but let's just say John and I got out of there and didn't get arrested. MPs were on the way. We got away. Later that night, I mended his broken finger with a couple chopsticks and an elastic band from his girlfriend's hair, one of those hairband things, to set his finger until the next day when he could get it set with the medics. His finger got busted because he punched a guy and was wearing a ring, broke his finger. My hands using that hammer fist smashing the heck out of that guy's head and face, no injuries. And that's a nice thing about a hammer fist. You punch somebody, good chance you can break your knuckles. Boxers even break their hands wearing gloves. So, and especially if you're not trained and so forth, trying to punch somebody with a boxer type punch using your knuckles, good chance of injuring your hand. Using the hammer fist, the fleshy part at the bottom of your fist, less chance of hurting your hand, and you can still do some damage to another person. Now, it's not raising your hand up and doing a hammer fist, like a stabbing motion, like the Jim Carrey when he's holding the knife out and stabbing type of motion. That's not how we're doing a hammer fist. They're up close and tight, and you cycle. So it's not just one. You hit, and you just start pounding the heck out of whatever you're hitting. Now, the nice thing about this technique is you can put something in your hand to enhance it. Here's Reflex Protect can. When I teach Reflex Protect, I teach to hold the can and use your thumb, not your index finger. Because here, when you're holding with your index finger, you can't hit with the can very effectively. But when you hold the can tight and use your thumb, say you sprayed, the guy ducked, you sprayed the top of his head, it didn't stop him, he's charging you, you can then use the bottom of the can as an impact weapon as you do your hammer fist strikes with the can in there. And you're hitting him with that can to enhance the power of your strike. So anything in your hand can be effective. Tactical pens, very popular. They can be a very effective tool. Holding a tactical pen, where is it? It's sticking out the bottom of your fist. So that hammer fist strike and different ways to use the hammer fist can use that tactical pen to be a very effective weapon. And you don't have to have a real fancy tactical pen. Here's a Sharpie pen it's a metal, and it came in a pack of pens at Costco, very cheap. It's what my daily pens are. You can do a lot of damage with that little metal pen from Costco. Doesn't have to be a fancy, expensive tactical one. Heck, you can use a pencil. John Wick, remember? The first movie, the legend was he killed 3 with a pencil. You notice here, I got my Murado Black Warrior pen. Of course, I have a warrior pencil. Of course, I got a warrior pencil, right? Warrior's Edge. But just with a pencil and a hammer fist type strike, you can do a lot of damage. Anything you can hold in your hand can enhance that hammer fist. When I'm talking live classes, I'll often teach, this hammer fist and a cycling into the face. But then I say, well, what about down here? Guys behind you. And you hit down low. I didn't say the head's the only target for a hammer fist. Guys behind you, you move your hips out of the way, you hammer fist down into the groin. If you got that pin or something in your hand, so much the better, right? So it's just a very versatile type of technique that can be used in a number of situations. I wanted to talk about it a little bit today. I'm going to be doing some videos on this as I enhance the Self-Defense Essentials online program that I'm working. I'm taking all of the footage from my self-defense, street fighting essentials video that I did with Paladin Press. It was a 2-disc set. I'm taking all of that. I'm taking the Ike Productions Chokes and Sleepers video. So those 3 DVDs plus some new stuff to make a Self-Defense Essentials online course. Give a lot of great information. And this hammer fist and the versatility of it and how you can use it with different things like a Reflex Protect can, a pen, a pencil. Those will be in this program with a whole bunch of other stuff. I want to really make a great online resource for people to learn some skills. And they can take this online resource. You could watch it on a computer. You could watch it on your phone. You take your phone to the gym. You watch the videos and you actually practice on a heavy bag. You get with your partner on the mat and you actually watch the videos and practice, and you can actually learn some skills this way. Won't do you any good if all you do is just watch. You want to watch and practice, and that's what you can learn. So I'm working on that stuff. Wanted to do it last year until the cancer got in the way, but this year I really want to get that out to people. So I thought I'd just talk about the hammer fist today because it's getting me psyched up to do more on that program for everybody. Want to say good morning to a few people. Thad's here. Want to say good morning to Thad. Thank you for saying hello, Thad. Jay and Vicky are here. Good morning to both of you. Thank you guys for saying good morning. Dixon's here. Dixon said, If you were a private, you deserve the nickname Pulverizing Private Breeze. Well, I might have been, sharing a little too much. Instead of going to Korea as an E4, I went to Korea as an E2 for a little trouble I got into at Fort Bragg before I left. A little thing called disrespect and communicating a threat to an NCO, which earned me my second Article 15 for the same thing. I'm a slow learner sometimes. So during that big fight, I don't know if I'd made it back up to E4 or not, or I might have been a private or a private first class still, because I had to earn my rank back while I was in Korea. So I might have been a private during that big fight with John. I forget where it was at, in the timeline. But Pulverizing Private Breeze, that's a good one. Thank you, Dixon. Thank you, everybody, for listening. If you're not practicing the versatility of a hammer fist in your self-defense training, you should. And practice with tools. How would you use this? And it's not just, a pin, doing, your Jim Carrey, stabbing motions. It can be down below. It can be a cycle. It can be, a thrusting out. So a variety of ways that you can use the hammer fist as an impact weapon. I'm going to have more of that in the videos that I show in that course I'm creating. But today I wanted to get you thinking about it. Great tool, can help you get out of a bad situation if you find yourself in one where only violence will get you out of it, because sometimes that's what you need. You need overwhelming violence to stop the bad guy, and a hammer fist can help you with that. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, everybody, for sharing. Thank you, everybody, for signing up for the newsletter at enjoylifesafely.com. Go out, make it a terrific Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow.